Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is the author, Andrew Snorton, and you're joining me for the Fast 15. As we usually do on Wednesdays, we take about 15 minutes to kind of pause, check up, check in, enjoy an encouraging note from one of the books or audiobooks, and then close out with a few announcements and just to get you going on a positive note. To make sure to stay connected with me, add me on Facebook at the page Author Andrew Snorton. Add me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Author A Snorton. And when you click on the link in the bio on Instagram, that will take you to my press and media where you can see all the interviews, go through the website for updates and more. So I thank you guys for taking time to just kind of pause, check up, and check in. What we usually do is we always, start off with words of encouragement as we know that all of us are dealing with something, but some of us are dealing with some real serious stuff each day. So if you or someone you know is dealing with something, with your health, physical and mental, if it's something on the job, if it's something within family, community, or just yourself, like I'll tell anyone, you have every right to feel some kind of way. We are human. We go through the wide range of emotions, and you should experience those emotions. Be in tune with your emotions. But by the same token, be in tune with opportunities just to kind of slow it down, just to kind of pause, to reboot, and identify constructive ways of working through whatever you're going through. So if what you're going through requires professional attention, do not be afraid to get the professional help you need. If what you're going through requires you just to kind of change up your habit and routine, maybe it's diet, maybe it's your exercise, maybe it's the people you're around or the places and spaces you go, just be open to doing something a little bit different that is as constructive as possible, because we don't want you doing anything that's going to harm you, that's going to harm people around you. And not only that, people do need you around, regardless of what people say that, people don't care. There are people that care. There are people that care. So we just want to send that word of encouragement up to you. And if you're someone who's on the flip side of things, things are going well, physically you're in a good space, mentally you're in a good space, the environment you're in is pretty solid and encouraging. You're experiencing different accomplishments. Just want to say congratulations. And you have every right to celebrate because you know what you've had to work through in order to get there. And feed off the positive energy. As you probably heard multiple times, we do feed off of energy. Just take note of the energy that's around you. If it's positive, uplifting, encouraging, hey, you got to go with it. And let's not forget those who aren't doing so well, because we're going to go through, the pendulum and what have you. So those are just things just for everybody, just to kind of remain encouraged, remain motivated, and just keep it all in perspective. So those are some things I just wanted to start off with. Today's passage, we're going to go from the current release quotes and notes. Something's on the horizon. Make sure to check it out on your favorite platforms, Amazon, Barnes and Noble online. For those of you that subscribe to the newsletter, the different bookstores and areas that you're able to go. And I want to share with you, I always share the purpose of what we're doing, but not only that, with quotes and notes, it's basically a collection of individual quotes, original quotes that I've come up with. Some of these are things that I use to help me, and hopefully it helps somebody else out. But not only that, it gives you the thought process, the logic, the rationale, and it gives you space to journal. So whether you agree, whether you disagree, you want to go in a different direction, you want to go deeper, that's fine. So it is part think piece but part journal, because as we understand, what you put in your head is going to come out in some way, shape, or form. So I am trying to find one of the quotes that I think is hopefully going to speak to somebody today. So give me a moment or two, and I will see if I can find it. Hold on just a moment. I know I'm having a little bit of fun right here. Let's see what we've got. Let's see what we have right here. I'm going to use this one because I actually used it in a recent interview a couple weeks ago. So here's what I'm going to share. The size of your platform is important, but what's most important is understanding you have one. Use it accordingly, and you never know what impact you can make. Now, this is something that I shared in an interview a couple weeks ago with Lily Mae, the Collective, on ID 104 online radio. And it really is true. And I think sometimes people feel like, if they're not getting the social media responses, or you put this masterpiece out there and you don't get the response, that maybe something's wrong with you. And don't get me wrong, we're always making adjustments. But here's what I think all of us have to understand. All of us have a mind, all of us have a voice. All of us have a gift and talent to utilize our minds and voices to the best of our ability. Some may do it because they're in press and media. Some may do it because they're a published author. Some may do it because they're a songwriter. Some may do it because of what they do professionally. But here's what all of us have to understand. The size of your platform really isn't important. And people are like, well, wait a minute, isn't part of it to get bigger and get... Yeah, that's important. But the way that you get bigger is consistently using your platform. Speak to areas of concern that you see in your community. Speak to things that you're realizing that are allowing you to grow professionally and personally. Speak to humor, because we all need a good laugh. But the bottom line is understand that you have a platform. And in today's times, in your social media era, to what have you, use your voice and find your voice. It is, and yes, you need to be aware of your context and setting and all that type of thing. But the bottom line is understand you have a voice. Don't be afraid to use it. And in doing that, you never know who you might impact. You might be able to bring about the change in policy. You may impact that person who might not be invested in their education. You might be the person that's like, hey, because I see you doing constructive things, it means I have the capacity to do constructive things. So don't underestimate the size of your platform. Don't underestimate the size and presence of your voice or your presence, because it can make an impact. So that's a quote I want to leave you with from Quotes and Notes, Something's on the Horizon, which definitely want to get that anytime, but get that now. So a couple of quick things before we get ready to wind down. Shouts to the folks at Me Time Book Club for doing an amazing event this past Saturday at the Behind the Ink Festival that took place at the Harbert Center last Saturday. If you missed it, Birmingham, don't miss it next year. So shouts to everybody, top to bottom, who made that a great experience. It's the third year of them doing the event, my first year participating. I look forward to being back. Upcoming appearances / festivals include May 13th from 11 a.m. to 1:15 p.m. at Fonte's Coffee in Louisville, Kentucky. Shouts to my collaborative team there. We'll be dropping the light roast just in time for the spring and summer months. We already have the medium roast, and we're also getting ready to launch a major community initiative. So we really, if you're in the Louisville area and what have you, really need to see you there May 13th. I'll do a book signing as well, but I'm really excited about the 2 items we're going to drop. Let's see what else is going on. May 25th, in collaboration with I Am Rooted, this is the next edition of the series Sip and Flow. If you missed it in February, you don't want to miss it in May. It's a great way to kind of get your painting on, your music on, your networking on. I'll be one of the folks there. We've got other outstanding vendors that are going to be there. So shouts to the entire team at I Am Rooted. And I'm trying to see if there's other things coming up in May. We'll probably add to the May calendar. Of course, the summer calendar, we'll be dropping announcements as to where we're going to be, all that type of stuff. Let's see. Couple other things that I think that are on the horizon. Shouts to our friends at the Alphas of Atlanta for their upcoming Alpha Derby weekend taking place next weekend, May 4th through 7th. So make sure to check them out at Alphas of Atlanta on your favorite social media platforms, as well as Alpha_Derby on Instagram and Twitter. Shouts to the team at Status Network. We'll get it together. I'm sorry, guys. It has taken a little bit longer, and that's really some stuff on my end, to be honest with you. But looking forward to being back on a Stats Network Live TV for the Conversation Corner, bringing some great guests across the entertainment business community and more. So shouts to the team for their patience. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that's really happening. Like I said, just working hard, trying to work a little bit smarter. Thank yous to every reader, bookstore, book club, festival, and more for supporting me in my author journey as 6 years. This is year number 6, so looking forward to not only the current works, but also some stuff that might be on the horizon, so you got to stay tuned. For those of you that subscribe to the newsletter, thank you so much for checking that out. That goes out once every 2 weeks, so make sure to email me at authorasnorton@gmail.com to find out more, as we try to put some sneak peeks out there before we put it up on the site and on social media. Shouts to everybody who's just persevering. You need to be commended. It's not easy sometimes, but the fact that you're willing to roll up your sleeves, put in work, or go sit down somewhere just to kind of pause and reboot, you need to be commended and what have you. And I guess those are some of the main things. Like I said, there'll be more updates coming, but I just appreciate everybody taking time to pause, for a few, to check up, check in. I hope that as you hear the clock going, that you're getting motivated and encouraged, and you feel like this is a space for you just to breathe. And it's not too long, no more than about 15 minutes, but just hoping it's a space that you feel is helping you just pause and get it together. It helps me, so I'm hoping that it helps you. So on that note, as you guys know, whether small or big, a victory is a victory. Whether slow or swift, movement is movement. So keep it victorious, keep it moving. I'll look forward to seeing you all real soon.